Hey, today I'm talking about 3 of King Ghidorah's first appearances. And the names of those 3 movies are Destroy All Monsters, Invasion of the Astro-Monster, and Godzilla vs. Gigan. First up is Destroy All Monsters. This is a 1968 film, and the basic premise is people of the world have managed to contain the world's monsters onto Monster Island. But one day, contact is suddenly lost. The monsters escape and are destroying important cities all over the world. Turns out some aliens are involved, and shit's going crazy. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed this film a good solid amount. It just goes from like action set piece to action set piece in such a thrill ride sort of way. And like it never gets grating or boring. Each set piece really stands out on its own and is fun and unique in its own different ways. And it's just so delightful. And then the plot was just so fun too. Just like trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I really liked the villains. I thought they were so interesting. Though I would say I wish they would have dived deeper into them. I think just like a little bit more exploration of who they are as a people would have gone a long way in elevating the entire story. Just giving them a bit more depth, really. And I will say my other big complaint was I feel like the final action set piece was the weakest one. That's the one where King Ghidorah finally shows up. So it was kind of the one I was most anticipating, and then it was kind of the silliest one. That being said though, I still enjoyed this film a good solid amount. It's a quite liked for me, so that's basically a 4 out of 5. So would I recommend this one? Yeah, totally. You want a good, fun, just all-out brawl of a film? Look no further. Like this just really checks most of the boxes and really delivers on what it has. So yeah, no, it is a really fun, great classic Godzilla story that is well worth a watch. Next up is Invasion of the Astro-Monster. This is a 1965 film, and the basic premise is humans have discovered planet X, so they go to investigate. Turns out there's people there. They're kind of going through a little bit of their own Godzilla destroying their planet thing, but with King Ghidorah. So they're like, hey, let's make a deal. We'll cure all your diseases if you let us borrow Godzilla for a hot second. Earth agrees, and then shenanigans ensue. So the start of this one was definitely really slow. There's a lot of just like flying back and forth between planets. It just felt like we were really waiting for stuff to happen for a lot of it. I definitely found the premise really interesting for sure. And then one of the 2 main characters is this very charming American man who I liked a lot. I especially just loved like the brotherly relationship he has with his co-pilot. I think they bounced off each other really well. There was a good dynamic there. There was a lot of relationship drama that I didn't super dig, though one storyline definitely came around in the end. Like in particular, there was a whole thing with one of the alien women that was really, really interesting. And I will say I definitely liked the plot a lot, and I think it all came together very well. But if I'm being really honest, I was just so bored by a lot of the film. Like it's just a lot of waiting around, a lot of transitional stuff. When the action happens, it is good. It's just not as much of it as I would have liked. So yeah, it's one of those ones where I definitely liked it a lot, but was just so bored by it that it definitely really negatively affected my viewing experience. So I liked it. Would I recommend it? Cautiously. I think if you're intrigued by it, go for it, but go in with lower expectations. It's definitely not a bad film by any means. There's so many worse kaiju films out there. But if nothing about it's really grabbing you, I think this is an okay one to skip, despite it being a pretty interesting story. So yeah, it's a cautious recommend, unfortunately. So yeah. And lastly is Godzilla vs. Gigan. This is a 1972 film, and really the American title is wrong. Like it should actually be Godzilla and Agarus versus Gigan and King Ghidorah. It was a 2v2 match. Like it was never just going to be Godzilla versus Gigan. That being said though, I really like Gigan's design. I think that is such a cool, fun design. The blade hands are great. His belly is just a solid saw blade that spins, and that's so fun. I love the way his face looks. It's definitely sci-fi and cool and just evil looking. Like he looks like a Cylon from Battlestar Galactica a bit, mixed with like a Pokemon Scyther. I dig it. Also, this one got bloody, which was so unexpected, but I really love that a lot. That all said, it's just another silly story. It's about some space aliens wanting to take control of Earth, and there's a whole thing with like a children's theme park that it's actually like an evil thing. Yeah, I don't know. The plot didn't grab me at all. And then this also features Godzilla talking with speech bubbles, and that was just a bit too silly for me. I get that these movies definitely get geared towards kids, especially during this period, but like that's just kind of a bridge too far for me. But I did enjoy the characters, and there does feel to be a pretty dark aesthetic to the film, but the story itself, I really did not care for, and that really brought the whole thing down. So despite really loving Gigan, and I definitely want to check out some more of his films, it was just kind of an okay experience. It's a meh film for me. So would I recommend it? Not really. I mean, unless like you're really pulled in by the design of Gigan, then sure, you could go for it, but even me loving him didn't really save the experience for me. So I don't know what it'll do for you. It's a very, very, very cautious recommend, I think is what I would say. I would say for a vast majority of people, no, this is a safe one to skip. But if you're just really like, oh my god, that looks so cool, sure, I guess that's okay. But again, keep expectations lower because the plot's just very whatever. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Destroy All Monsters, sitting number 44 in the quite like section, close to the top. And then after that is Invasion of the Astro-Monster, sitting number 84, near the top of the liked section. And then bringing up the rear is Godzilla vs. Gigan, sitting at number 110, near the top of the mid section. And this is out of a total of 135 old movies so far this year.